So what's going on, guys? My name's MrDalekJD, and today has been the holy mother of all updates for Black Ops 4 Zombies, as Treyarch have addressed and changed a ton of things which we're going to be going over in this video. Treyarch have essentially fixed most of the issues of Black Ops 4 Zombies. Give it some time, I'm sure there'll still be some other things which still need fixing. But if you like these improvements, let me know your thoughts on these all down below. And if there's anything that you've come across since this update that you aren't happy with, that you think Treyarch need to fix in another update, please put all of your thoughts down in the comment section. Now, we have specific fixes for the maps Blood of the Dead and 9, which we're going to jump into right now. Blood of the Dead has two new fixes where they address an issue where the new industry's portal ghost remained visible from the start of the step. Now, this is probably one of the most, if not the most frustrating Easter egg challenge in all of the Blood of the Dead Easter egg. At first, you shot the ghost with your shield and you had only about 20, maybe 15 seconds or so of you to drain the energy from it from the key before it turned invisible. But then there was a change to it where it stayed visible after you finished keying it, but you couldn't gain any more energy from the key until you shot it again. So that caused a lot of confusion, because as I was discovering the steps and provided in my guide, once the ghost disappeared, you had to shoot it again before you could key it. But then Treyarch updated it, so the ghost was visible the entire time regardless, and that caused a ton of confusion, but that has been altered now. So just like how you saw it in my Easter egg guide when we first completed the Easter egg, the ghost should disappear once the energy has been drained from the key and you have to shield blast it again for it to reappear. Hopefully they might actually go ahead and nerf that step slightly, because if you're playing in 2 or more players, it's very hard to actually get that step completed and have enough shield charges in order for you to fully complete that step. They've also fixed the lever animation on the powerhouse ghoul in the main Easter egg quest. Now, this is also another frustrating thing, because during that Easter egg quest for specifically the powerhouse ghoul, where you have to use your shield to blast the ghost when it's at the right lever, the timing of that was altered, but seems like that was an actual glitch when they changed the altering timing, so now it should work as it originally did. So right at the start of the Easter egg, when we first discovered it, you shot it when it was over the lever, so it was about to pull it, and that worked fine. But then they updated it a few days ago where you had to shoot it before it got to the lever, and that caused a lot of confusion. So now that's been revoked, I think, so it should work as it did before. On 9, they resolved an issue where players could be thrown outside the intended play space of the boss battle arena by the elephant. This has happened to me on 2 occasions where I got thrown way up into the air and actually outside on a barrier, and if I didn't have Dying Wish, I would have died entering the map again. Like, I was literally in the sky and I was stuck there unless I moved my controller to move my character back into the area, and then if I had my Dying Wish, so I was fine, but if not, I would have probably downed and died. And they also fixed an issue where earning Mule Kick could take away all players' weapon and money. Now, this is a feature they've had in the game since Black Ops 1 to stop people from glitching and getting multiple weapons with Mule Kick, but this caused the sort of thing they intend to have in the game to stop you, which is like a running pass check of if you're cheating or not, to actually work incorrectly and just take away your guns and your money for absolutely no reason. That is now fixed, which is really, really good news. In overall gameplay, like they promised a few days ago, they've increased the XP earn rate for hardcore and realistic difficulties, so for playing on those harder difficulties, you're now actually going to rank up more, which is very good because that actually promotes us playing those difficulties. Now, literally, as I was about to render this video, it's Scooty Bro on Reddit has posted the XP numbers for realistic. Now, there was a post made on the Reddit by a fellow zombie streamer on Twitch called Admiral Baru, who went ahead and calculated exactly how XP works inside of Black Ops 4 Zombies. I know this is probably a big deal to some of you guys who want to maximize getting your XP as quickly as you can, so we're going to break it all down here. There's been a lot of talk in the community about the XP rate being so slow and that Treyarch should update it. So Admiral Baru worked out that if you're playing solo, a knife kill will give you 50 XP. In 2 players, a knife is 60, 3, a knife kill is 80 XP, and then finally 4 players, a knife kill is 95. Reviving a down player in 4 player will give you 284 XP, and reviving a down player in 2 player gives you 150 XP. Also worked out that the difficulty you play play on has no effect on XP gain. It's based on the number of players, and the XP modifier applies to everything, such as revives, kills, and headshots. So with that in mind, that 94 XP is the amount you'd get for a knife kill in a 4-player game on Realistic. Now, if you play a solo game on Realistic, you will get 94 XP for a knife, and in 4-player, a knife kill on Realistic will get you 142 XP. On solo, headshots will get you 70 XP, body kills 47 XP, and in 4 players you'll get 106 XP for a headshot and 71 XP for a body kill. These are on realistic difficulties, just by the way, to reiterate. So by playing on a harder difficulty, you will be earning more XP, and those are the exact numbers in realistic. Now we go on to the miscellaneous, and there is a ton which they've mentioned and things in the game which they've not mentioned in the notes, but we have noticed since this update. So of course, general stability fixes and performance improvements across multiplayer, blackout, and zombies. That inevitably means the blue screens should now be fixed, but of course that probably won't be the case. If you guys are still getting blue screens, please let me know down below in the comment section. But there's a lot of miscellaneous things where they've resolved an issue preventing players from applying their clan tag or using the kill counter after weapon prestige. So if you weren't aware, if you prestige a weapon once, you can now put your clan tag on it, and if you prestige that weapon twice, you can now put a kill counter on the weapon as well. So that's pretty cool. As you can see from this footage kindly provided to me by XMJkey, the kill counter is literally on the gun, and it's quite difficult to actually see it. He's got about 5,000 kills with this thing, but yeah, it's very small and very hard to actually see, so make of it what you will. They resolved an issue where the SG-12 lost all attachments when pack-a-punched, fixed multiple exploit spots in the maps, so you can't be getting out the maps or any pile-ups. They should have fixed those. They fixed several stability issues associated with entering and exiting the alchemy lab at specific times, and in the main menu now, the laboratory is its own massive icon now, which actually shows how much Nebulium plasma you have at any given time without having to actually enter the lab, which is a pretty nice new feature. Earning additional perks will now be displayed on the player's HUD, which is a godsend, because if you do some of the challenges in 9, if you get to a certain challenge, you will get a free perk, but you couldn't tell what it was because the perk vapor's really small and there was no icon on your HUD to display what the perk was. So now we can see that in the HUD, which is sweet. They resolved issues with Prestige Master not functioning correctly, resolved several issues with custom mutations options not working correctly. I can definitely vouch for this because sometimes I would customize maybe a few options in there and then I would start the game and I'd get a blue screen instantly. So I don't know what the heck was going on there. And the actual mutations icon in the main menu has disappeared. It's now been replaced with a simple custom games option, which should hopefully stop a little bit of the confusion of how you actually enter mutations, because before it was just that really tiny small button which made no sense whatsoever. Also resolved an issue where the wrong camo could be displayed on a weapon, and I'm talking to any of you boys that might have rocked a diamond camo on guns that don't actually have diamond camo inside of zombies yet. They've also resolved an issue where players were not getting revived with the DG5 power plant ability, which had been enabled, so that's a good thing. It should now work, which is great. They resolved several instances of anywhere but here not working when activated on a moving platform, like the gondola in Blood of the Dead. Thank God, because I have seen footage of someone using the gondola to try and escape from a horde of zombies, and they get to the top and there is just 30 zombies waiting for them at the top of the gondola. That is not why the gondola is a thing. Like, you should be able to get away from the zombies, so that's a great thing. And I've also fixed an exploit where players could keep their special weapon out indefinitely. This is something that I've seen a lot of people use, and it's been patched multiple times, but there's always been workarounds on how to use your special weapon infinitely, and they've now patched all known methods of that working. That's just all of the zombie specific updates that they've mentioned in their patch notes, but like I've already shown you throughout some of them, there are some updates made which haven't been displayed in the patch notes that we're going to be diving into right here, the sort of secret things that Treyarch didn't want to expressively tell you. So we've already mentioned that the lab has a designated button now that displays all your current Nebulium, as well as mutations now being called custom games. If you go into your menu and go into personalization, where you guys might have been going to apply all your wall paints from the Halloween Callings event, you'll now notice that Ultimus characters are now in customization, which is awesome. Now when this was added and they weren't there, that made me think that we wouldn't get any future maps with the Ultimus characters. But of course, we can now tick that debunk because we now have the Ultimus crew there as characters for personalization. But if we click on any of them, there are no options for any customization. So sadly, the war paints we've had so far cannot be applied on these characters. Perhaps that'll be something that will be addressed in the future, or maybe Treyarch don't want us putting them on these characters for some reason. I don't really know. But a nice new touch they've added into personalization is that each character now has their own bio. This is something that I really loved inside of World at War Zombies. This is a throwback to that, because I think since then we've not had any other things inside of the other Black Ops games that had a bio direct inside of the game. We've got a bio for each individual character from the Chaos crew, which is really cool. Also mentions what I think is most useful to know is about Stanton Shaw, who says that his pharmaceutical self-experimentation left him with a tenuous grasp on reality, which is why we just see him being so wacky and crazy. And that could explain quite a few things within the Chaos story. And we also have character bios for each of our Primus and Ultimus characters, which is great for explaining where those characters are at in this version of the cycle. Richtofen's I love, more focused and sane than his Ultimus counterpart. Dr. Edward Richtofen is on a quest to reach the dimension called Agartha and defeat the cosmic entities plaguing Earth with undead monsters. Using the forbidden knowledge of the Chronorium, he will make any sacrifice to reach his goal. Any sacrifice. Damn, Treyarch, really trying to hit us in the feels there. You can go into your game now if you want to read all the other bios, but I just love looking at the Ultimus crew because that's what I really care about, and especially when it comes to Richtofen there, a brilliant, complicated man of science, Dr. Edward Richtofen performed ghastly experiments that drove him to the brink of madness. Now he leads 3 former test subjects against his eerie nemesis Samantha and her undead army. It's just really, really cool, and I love this because when it came to Black Ops 3, when Jason introduced the Chronorium, just before Zetsubou came out, it was like a whoa, and it's very hard to track some of this story stuff that's not actually in the game for you to read, so I'm pretty happy with that. We also have some options in the audio for team chat voice volume. So this wasn't an option before, and I only realized and noticed this because I use the audio options a bit when it comes to recording certain Easter egg videos. You want to get some of the sound effects out and just have the voices of the Easter eggs themselves. So that's pretty cool. So if you're playing public matches or multiplayer or something, and you want to turn down the chat of your team instead of just muting, then that's an option for you. Now, how could I forget this update as well? If you are a Prestige Master inside of Black Ops 4 Zombies, if you head over to your Barracks, Progress and Unlocks, there'll be an option under Fresh Start for customizing your Prestige icon, and there is a ton of them, and you might recognize a few of them, as Treyarch have now given us the option where you can choose your Prestige icon. They've done this in Black Ops 3 Zombies, which was amazing, and they've done it again in Black Ops 4. But it includes all of the various rank icons that were originally in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, which is so cool. So if you wanted the rock, the skull, and shotguns, just like you did in Black Ops 2, showing you're a good player, you can go ahead and do that. And if you enjoyed the Prestige Master icon in Black Ops 3 Zombies, then you can go ahead and do that. And I'm showing you this here on my friend RH's account. Thank you very much to Ray for letting me use his account to show you guys this. If you want to check out his Twitch channel and his Twitter, I'll link him down below. He's obviously put the grind in, so much grind, to be able to actually be a Prestige Master. I'd love to know how many of you guys down in the comments are Prestige Master already, because I am certainly not. And I think that's gonna pretty much round up everything in this new update. I don't think there's anything else here that I've not already mentioned, but if you have discovered anything new, perhaps maybe the XP earn rate's been changed slightly in normal mode, because some of my friends have been talking about them getting a fair amount more XP than they usually were, but they can't quite tell if it has been changed or not. If you notice anything, please let me know down below in the comment section. Of course, whenever there's an update, a lot of people also assume that an update means there's going to be new Easter eggs added, and a lot of people assumed before the update dropped that, hey, that classified Easter egg, yo, are Treyarch gonna patch it in? What's going on? And as of now, I don't think this patch has included anything to do with the classified Easter egg. I'm still super hopeful that we discover a step to it at some point. I just don't know what's happening with this Easter egg. I really, really don't know. But if you guys enjoyed this video, you found it useful, informative, rounded everything up for you guys in a really informative way, then please go ahead and drop a like rating, as I really would appreciate it. I uploaded a huge video late last night of some brand new storyline discovered in Blood of the Dead that relates to Mob of the Dead, Blood of the Dead, Richtofen's death, all being planned by the Shadow Man. It is incredible, and I highly recommend you guys watch that video if you haven't already. It's on your screen now, linked down below in the description. But thank you for watching, you guys are amazing. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on more zombie videos like this. But I've been MrDalekJD, and until my next video, I'll catch you guys in the next one.